Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor, absolutely no one. Feel bad and give us money. Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about an artist that's been around for we have absolutely no idea how long. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But of course, today we're talking about the one and only Bryant Roses. That's right, Bryant Roses. What can be said about this one? Wow, man. Bryant Roses, he's been around for, like we said, we have absolutely no idea how long, man, but he's definitely been around long enough to be able to crank out a plethora of random singles and stuff like that, and up to and including at least one fuller length album and everything, and what can be said about him in general. So, like we said, this isn't going to really focus in. Actually, we didn't say it. We're saying it now. We didn't really focus in on any one individual track. We didn't focus in on his one full length type album or anything like that because he has so many singles that he's put out, and really it's the stylings and the artistic creativity, one way or another, that he brings to the table. That is what makes this such a great thing. So yes to anything that Bryant Roses does, and a thank you to Bryant Roses for making this one, man. Bryant Roses, he's like the kind of folk version of Richard Cheese's loungy music stylings, man. It's so fresh and so hip for kind of folk tunes, man. Any kind of that more edgy folk music as well. Man, it kind of puts the genre on an entirely different level because of the amount of energy that modern tracks can bring to a genre that isn't used to those stylings of music, man. It can make for one hell of a little kind of mashup and whatnot that's kind of put together, man. And that's exactly what Bryant Roses is able to do, man. Just like we said, Richard Cheese is able to do in, the kind of lounge swing music kind of field and whatnot. Bryant Roses is able to do the same thing, man. Take some popular tracks from some good and, objectively not as good artists, and cover their songs and make a new kind of take on it, man. Put out a rendition and such, and that's in essence what it is, man. It's just so fresh and so clever to be able to do that in the folk genre, like Richard Cheese did in the kind of lounge music, in the swing kind of environment and stuff, and the club tunes and everything that brings to the table. And we don't want to keep with the kind of Richard Cheese references, man. But if anything, that is a very honorable reference to be made. If we were Bryant Roses, that's how we would assume to take it, as a extreme compliment, because Richard Cheese is fucking phenomenal. And Bryant Roses is right on the heels of him in a different genre with a little bit of a different song selection and choice, man. Richard Cheese is a little more, unabashed at going and taking on tracks and genres, man, that we have not seen Bryant Roses take on and everything. We haven't seen or heard, at least that we may have missed or something, any of his hardcore gangsta rap, songs or takes or renditions or anything like that. With Richard Cheese, you'll get kind of a plethora, man, sprinkled across a variety of genres. Not that Bryant Roses doesn't cross some genres and stuff, but definitely in the discography that we came across and everything, it wasn't as littered. Granted, Richard Cheese been around for a long time, wasn't littered with nearly the amount of different genres and types and groups. But maybe one day that'll change if Bryant Roses keeps cranking out tunes, and for our sake we hope he does. And anyone who enjoys them, is a fan of the tunes or music, definitely should hope he does as well. Bryant Roses, overall review, what can be said about him? He gets a good old-fashioned G, because it's great, man. Some good tunes, some great covers, and some great stuff to listen to. Or not, we don't care. Don't listen to it. Just give us money. That's all we want is money. So give us money. That's it. Have a good one, you probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.